What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to Kart 6T3. I am your host, Ben, in case you didn't know. Today's video is going to be on sponsorship. So I guess first and foremost, I want to let you know about a brand new sponsor of mine. They just sent me some stuff. That'd be Hegar 4 here. And if you're curious how much they gave me, the answer would be 100 grand. No, Hegar isn't a sponsor of mine, but Chris is a super good dude. The winner of last year's Grand National in UAS, the race. And just a super dude. He's been sharing my videos. I appreciate the heck out of him. He reached out and said, hey, you know, if I send you a hat and t-shirt, you know, are you willing to accept that? And I'm like, yeah. I love free stuff. I don't know if anybody knows this about me, but I love free stuff. So check out. I'll tag him down below. Any links of anything I talk about ever. I'll try and the drop down menu on each one of these videos. I'll put it down there. So Hegar Manufacturing, whether it be his Facebook page or if he's got a website, I'll check that out and I'll leave that down below. But we are going to talk about sponsorships today and some tips that may help you in approaching some ideas, something, you know, to assist you, because obviously racing is expensive. I don't know if you knew that or not, but racing is very expensive. And if you're able to get a sponsor, sometimes it takes the edge off of it. Sometimes it really helps purchase things you might not have been able to afford before. Well, throughout the years, I'm not super great at getting sponsors. I'm not. You know I make videos, but putting myself out there is a little difficult for me, but I have done it, and I have some points that I think could assist some of you who have never done it before. Maybe just roll around in your head and, you know, something to think about. We'll go with that. So I broke them into segments. We're going to talk about them individually, and then, yeah, we'll go into a conclusion, and, yeah, that's how these videos work. So catch you in a second. Okay, number one on my list is prepare yourself because they may say no. I know it sucks. I have been told no before by a bunch of different companies, businesses, stuff like that. You know, like I said, I haven't done it a ton, but I have asked. And sometimes they just plainly say no. Either it's not something that they foresee being a benefit to them. They don't have the spare capital to be investing in your cart, or, you know, maybe just in general, they don't see the worth of it. Hey, you're racing a go-kart. What has this got to do with my brand, and what can it do for my brand? So you have to take all these things into consideration. You know, most companies are, you know, unless you're going for the upper echelon of some serious money makers, you're looking at small businesses trying to help you, and just sometimes they don't have the capital to be, you know, doling out tons of cash, especially for somebody that races go-karts. So you have to respect that. It's a bummer, I know. We all want to just find that one sponsor, that, you know, like Hegar, that would give me 100 grand in order to race my cart. It's not always the case. So just have that in the back of your mind that they're gonna say no, and it's okay. That's the worst they can do. I mean, it may break your spirits a little bit. It is what it is, but the worst they can say is no. You know, hi, my name is Ben. Would you care to sponsor my cart? No, I totally understand. So keep that in mind. Sometimes they do say no. You represent the brand now. Say that the company did not say no. Say that they said, sure, Ben, we want to sponsor your cart. We are going to give you X amount of dollars. You're going to put it on the side of your cart. And now I, Ben, am representing this company. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind at track. Keep that in mind online when you're behaving, because, you know, we have, you know, it happens online. You may get into a discussion with somebody that you had an incident with on track. You may be at the track and have an incident on track. Just keep in mind that their name is on your cart and you now represent them. How would that look? How would that look if you're being somebody who's unfavorable at the track? Somebody's yelling or this and that. We are at a track. There are children around, and I'm no saint. First and foremost, I am no saint. But try and keep that in mind. That now that the company has said we trust in you to represent us, that you do that, and you do that respectfully. So you represent the brand is my number 2. Personal relationship. I think that this is one of the most underrated things that you could consider. We are kart racers. We are not going to get the Menards. We're not going to get the Walmart. We're not going to get the Busch beer for the most part. Unless you know somebody that is in those companies and they're willing to give you some money to put on the side of your cart, or you're doing it for fun. You're going to want to build a personal relationship with whatever company it is. Say it's a parts store. Say it's some local shop, some local car dealership, whatever it may be. You're going to want to develop a personal relationship with that person that is investing in you. I think it's a better idea to not treat it as black and white, to, be like, all right, they gave me this amount of money and I'm going to do A, B, C, D. It's great to do those things, but if you're able to bond with that person and they believe in you, that is probably the biggest thing, that later investment will come in, that if you show that you care about their brand, if you care about that person, they're going to want to stay on board with you. And, honestly, what's better, just one chunk for one season, or developing that relationship to where they believe in you and they come on for season after season after season. I think those are the best investments. So personal relationship with your sponsor, I think, is a great, great idea. Social media. This is, I am Gen X. I don't know if you know that about me, but I'm old enough to be Gen X. I have a love-hate relationship with social media. We're on social media right now, if you consider YouTube just that. But it has some very bad points, but it has some exceptional points. And as far as sponsorship goes, there are exceptional points about this. I put social media down here for a reason. Your billboard on your cart is not that big. I mean, unless you're running UAS, we got a little bigger side panels to display a sponsor on, but typically a WKA body is not that big. And on track, it's going to be hard to read that sponsor out on track. It's more going to be read in the pits and whatever, but the way you blow that sponsor up, the way you make it way more noticeable to everybody else, is by putting it on your social media account, by putting it in your Facebook, your IG, your whatever, and then tag them. A lot of companies nowadays, whether it be a small business in your local town or a bigger company that maybe you were able to get on your cart, it is probably the second point to that. Social media is a way to prove your worth. That hey, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for investing in a career. If you're looking to build up to get into something bigger, or you're just looking to invest into what I love to do on a Saturday night with my family, whatever the case may be, tag them, let them know they're appreciated. I think proving your worth in that sense is really, really good. You're not going to be doing commercials for them. You're not going to be on TV selling product or whatever, but what you can do is tag them on social media. And I think that's worth more, quite a bit, in my opinion. My sponsors, it would be remiss of me, fancy word, of me not to mention my sponsors in a video about sponsors. This is my platform. Like I said, social media. That's one of the things that you can use in order to represent your sponsors, and I'm going to use this chance to represent my sponsors. So first and foremost, my longest sponsor here. Aratari Auto Color and Detail, Johnny, shout out to you. It's kind of hard for me to sell on the internet, but if you're in the Rochester, New York area and you need some buffing compound, buffing pads, some automotive paint or anything along those lines, Aratari he's a great dude. He should be visiting my shop here in the next couple weeks here. I get to see him. and just a super guy, and I really appreciate his support every year. Hegar, hey, it's a sponsorship, man. I got a hat out of the deal. So Fuel Clothing. Fuel is a clothing brand. I was a racer for them a couple years ago. I kind of let the sponsorship, lapse or whatever you want to call. And then I was like, you know what? I love their branding. I love their clothing. So why don't I reach back out? What they did was, it wasn't a monetary thing, up front. They don't pay me to be on the cart. But what they did do is give me a personal discount on any clothing that I order. So that is fantastic. I love their socks. The socks that say things on the bottom. If you looked at my IG, I got a picture of the socks and the shirt that I got right around Christmas time, I think it was. Maybe a little after. Fantastic clothing company. Like I said, anything that I'm mentioning here, I'll drop the link down below, the drop-down menu on YouTube. Beard Octane is a potential sponsor. I did beard product reviews for about 2 years. That's how I got a little more comfortable in front of the camera. I reviewed products, beard oils, beard butters, beard washes, stuff like that. And Beard Octane was one of the companies I reviewed, and I use their products. I use their products to today. Phenomenal company. Joe and the whole crew over there, Eric with an A, works there. But their company is growing. They just built a new building. Fantastic operation. Great products, like I said. Ben 10 is the discount over there. It's 10% off. If you want to use that, like I said, I'll drop all that down below. But I reached out to Joe to say, hey, man, your branding would look fantastic on the side of my cart, in my opinion, because of the whole racing thing. He used to race motocross, and I think he understands, from that point of view of being a racer, that any little bit helps. So I thought, it's worth a shot in the dark. We'll reach out and say that. And he says he might be able to help. He's not on board yet, but regardless of how much, whenever it happens, if it does happen, I'm going to put him on the cart just because I do appreciate him. And I appreciate the products that he does. And I love the branding. I think it fits perfect for what I'm going to do. So there we go, guys. I drive for a guy named Walt Curtis, my partner in crime. Such a good friend to me. He is. It's not a sponsorship per se, but a partnership in racing. We both contribute a lot. He obviously a little more financially than I can do, but I also have time and knowledge to work on the cart. So that's how that relationship works. And Walt's a super good dude. So hopefully you see him a little more out at the track this year, and we'll get some racing in. Try and get some wins here, boys. Want to go to Georgia at the Georgia? Yeah. Oh, wait. I want to go to GKK, Georgia Karting Complex at the end of the year and race the Grand National. So there is that. So thank you very much, everyone, for stopping by. I appreciate every single one of you stopping by and watching my videos. If you didn't mind, hit a like on the video. Maybe subscribe to the channel. Channel's growing. I reach out to more people, and that's the intent here, to help people with different things like sponsorship. Maybe this got into your head, and maybe this is what you needed to approach somebody. Hey, would you mind sponsoring my cart this year? Remember, sometimes they say no, and that's all right, man. So, all right, guys, thank you very much. I'll catch you later.